What's up? You guys can probably already guess where we are today if you know this hole. We are going to be doing a hole-by-hole review and time-lapse walkthrough here at the, I'll call it infamous, Etowah Disc Golf Park here in Cartersville, Georgia. This hole that I know of was most recently featured on Eagle McMahon's socials sometime last year. I believe he referred to it as Etowah Eagle. It's Etowah. You're welcome, buddy. Anyway, so far we have done these for, let me think, Kingston Downs, Gatewood, Ironhoof and Conyers, the brand new monster track, Edwards up in Dalton, which is hosting the Orion Cup coming up in May, Wildwood Park Disc Golf Course in Marietta, which has a tournament coming up in a week or two. What other courses have we done? Is that it? Gatewood. I just said Gatewood, didn't I? I don't know. Anyway, we're here at Etowah, so we're going to get into this one in just a second. All right, we're here at the first tee. It is a 285-foot par 3. Straight as you can make it. Basket is right there. You guys can see the yellow band on camera. You really have two options. Again, I'm going to talk from righty perspective. Reverse it if you're a lefty. You can throw the flip up forehand with the little flex that starts this way, flips up, rides, pushes past that tree, and then finishes at the basket. Or you do have the straight shot, or I guess you could do hyzer flip to flat and just let it ride through that gap. You beat that gap, you're going to have a circle's edge putt or closer for the birdie. Let's go ahead and walk it. We have reached the green here at hole 1. As you guys can see through the walkthrough, that is fairly straight. One thing to note, Etowah is very, very soggy right now. It did just rain. If you've played Etowah, you know it doesn't drain very well, especially holes 1 and 2, and then I think 5. You're gonna have some wet spots, so you definitely want to keep in the fairway. Even if you do that, you're still going to run into some mud. It is what it is. Some of my walking paths might be altered a little bit. Anyway, just to note that. Let's get into the hole. So this tree right here is the one off the tee that's the annoying one that you have to beat if you're going to get yourself into a putting position for birdie. As you can see, it opens up past that tree. We do have some guardians around the basket. I wouldn't worry too much about those. If you hit those, you're still going to have yourself a nice little inside circle birdie putt. Good luck with your birdie. Let's get to hole 2. We are here at the tee at hole 2, which is a par 3. It's 217 feet. Again, you can see the basket is right there. It's not long, but we do have a tunnel shot to hit. We do have some other options that I'm going to speak on, and you also have a low ceiling that you're going to deal with. It's maybe 12 feet. Again, not the biggest issue because it is shorter. You obviously have the straight shot. You can throw, hear me out, there's a forehand line that if you go this way with something stable, you're going to hit the open part of the hole and you're going to allow it to come back in. I've seen it because I've done it. Other than that, you might have a more subtle forehand line right here, but really, I mean, 217 feet, throw a putter, throw it straight, let it land flat, let it push up. Let's walk the hole. Before I get farther, I want to shout out Nathan Thompson for commenting on the Facebook post on Atlanta Disc Golf page. I think it was the Wildwood Park video that he had mentioned, yeah, we've kind of been everywhere lately, which we have. And he had asked if we would do Etowah because the Etowah Masters is coming up. I thought it was a fantastic idea. That's why we're here. Appreciate it, Nathan. Let's get back into it. Have arrived at the green here at hole 2. You guys can see the tunnel shot right there. Not much to talk about that other than what we already talked about from the tee. The forehand line I mentioned is going to beat this guy out this way and then hook up and finish over here. There is a creek, I believe, don't quote me, I believe it does play casual. In the few tournaments I've played in here, That creek has always been casual. I'm not a TD. It's up to y'all. You'll figure it out anyway. That not much to say there. Good luck with your birdie. Should be a green light all day. Let's get to hole 3. We have arrived at the tee here at hole 3, which is a par 4, 575 feet. Going with the theme, straight as you can make it. You can see the tunnel. You can see the corridor you're trying to throw through. It's flat. It's open. I'd say we're going to call that conservatively 60 feet wide going down the whole way. Not sure if you can see the basket. It is perched right in the middle of the fairway. We'll get there in a second. Other than that, you're just trying to throw something flat, hard, pushing, keep it in the fairway. Allow yourself to have an easy upshot. Green light birdie all day. Let's walk it. Have arrived at the green here at hole 3, the par 4, 575 feet. Straight as you can make it. Hopefully you guys have thrown 2 good shots to get yourself the park job for the birdie. One thing I do want to note, very nice touch on this hole, and I believe also on 18. Although it's a 20-hole course, so it's going to be front 10, back 10. The nice touch is the fact that there are stones in the middle of the fairway that tell you how far away you are from the basket in 100-foot increments. Very nice touch, especially on the 2 longer holes on the course. Good luck with your birdie. On to hole 4. We are at the tee at hole 4. I would call it an iconic hole for Georgia. It is widely accepted and known as the cave hole for good reason. It's 222 feet. It's uphill. That bank right there, from there to there, very severe slope. I don't know, 40 feet, 30 feet, I'm not sure. But the basket is perched right in front of a quote-unquote cave. This is one that you definitely want to birdie. Also, probably on a bucket list for a lot of people to have an ace. If you have ace this hole, please drop a comment. Let me know when you did it. Let me know what you threw. Love to hear it. Let's walk it. All right, we've arrived at hole 4's basket. We have somebody walking up, so this will be quick. You guys can see it. It's right here, perched. There's the cave. It echoes. It's wet up here. Good luck with your birdie. On to hole 5. Hole 5, par 3, 282 feet. That's your tunnel. There is not another option. You've got mostly swamp to the left. You've got a big hill to the right. That's the gap you're hitting, and the basket is going to finish right over there. So you're going to throw something straight, low, pushing, and then stabling out at the end. Not much to say about that. Definitely need to hit a technical line here. It's getting hot out here. I'm glad I took the hoodie off. Let's walk it. All right, we have arrived at the basket, the green, here at hole 5. You guys can see, that was a little shaky, my bad. They've done a great job of building up the walking areas here on 1, 3, and 5, the walking areas, so that they are navigatable. I did it again. Can be navigated. However, there's still just some wet areas that you're going to encounter inevitably. That was the shakiness. Anyway, that was the tunnel we walked. That's the big tree that you're trying to start to hyzer it off of. And then this one is the last one you have to beat, which is at circle's edge. If you're trying to park it or ace run it and get yourself a birdie, good luck with hole 5. On to hole 6. We're at the tee here at hole 6, which is a par 3, 285 feet, slightly uphill, that path, and then pretty severe dogleg to the right. I don't think I can see the slightest of band from my angle. I don't think you can see it on camera. You'll see it in a second anyway. So you can throw the backhand turnover. I don't know if it's going to have time to get there because you need something that's going to, I don't know, I just don't like that. I think it's the forehand. I think you give it height. You just challenge the ceiling. Something stable gives it time to dump into the basket, near the basket. You know what I mean. Let's walk it. We have reached the green here at hole 6. Pretty straightforward, as you guys could see on the walkthrough. That's the ceiling you have right there. This tree is what you need to beat on the inside. The last one you need to beat on the inside in order to have your disc push up into here. Give yourself a nice putt for birdie. Again, I feel committed to the forehand shot with time, with the height, and time to hyzer in and have this beautiful landing area so you can secure your birdie. Good luck with that. On to hole 7. Hole 7, par 3, 282 feet. All right, let me try to paint this picture for you from here before we walk it. It's going to be a little difficult. So the proposed line is you're going to aim at that tree. You're going to throw a backhand turnover. It's going to push past this stuff right here that you can see right there. It's going to open up, and then you need to stall back out so that you can get to the basket right there. Very doable. I've seen it plenty of times. They're also, now, I'm not encouraging this by any means, but right here, that's a backhand. That is a backhand gap that you throw something flat, low, and get it to push left at the end. I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm not telling you not to do it. Good luck. Let's walk it. We have reached the green here at hole 7. We did walk the proposed flight. As you guys can see, that's the gap you're trying to hit. Turn it over and get it to push up into this area. I do want to note a nice little sneaky design feature here. It doesn't show up very well on camera. Right here, that's a ridge. I think you guys might have seen it walking up, maybe. That's probably 20-ish feet short of the basket, but it does act as a wall. So if you get that thing, if you get your backhand turnover hooking up too early, you're going to crash into that, and you're going to roll backwards, probably outside circle. So you really need to make sure it finishes over here in this area to give yourself optimal chance to slide up, get as close as you can, get your birdie. Good luck. On to hole 8. We are at the tee at hole 8, par 3. It is 165 feet. You can see the basket right there. I can tell you, this is the farthest from 165 feet that you're ever going to play. I don't know what the number is. Here's your gap. Throw something stable up through there. The ground play is huge here. There is that log that goes across. I'm going to call that a safety net. If you get it too far left, you could potentially roll back down to hole 7. So don't do that. Just throw something flat, pushing towards the basket. Make sure the angle as it hits the ground is good. I'd say if you get nose up, you're going to be in trouble. Let's walk it. I might fall. We'll find out. All right, we reached the basket here at hole 8. I tried my best to walk the flight, boys, but it's too wet. That's too hilly, and I'm too fat. And I was worried about falling, genuinely. We're here, as you guys can see, we're just trying to push it over that log that way, and then get something to just slide. If you can get to this tree, you've done very well because you leave yourself 20 feet up the hill. Get your birdie and get out of here. Let's on to hole 9. Okay, we have reached the tee here at hole 9. It is 245 feet. It is a par 3. The basket, not sure if it shows up on camera or not. It's right there. You do have, I'd say, the proposed line is going to be here, flat. The basket is, if you hit this tree right here, the basket is maybe 6 feet left of that, so that's a great target. You can call this a forehand line. I don't really like it. It's just a lot going on. Maybe you like it. I don't know. It's your game, not mine. Score what you want. One thing to note here at 9 is you do have an extremely short tee pad. So if you're thinking about taking any sort of walk-up whatsoever, you should probably think differently. It's 4 feet maybe, 4 feet in length, so you really get like a one step or you're going standstill. It's short enough. You really don't need to run up anyway. Just something to note. Let's walk it. We have arrived here at the green at hole 9. That is the tree I was referencing off the tee. It's probably 12 feet short of the basket. That's a good aiming point. Also, please don't hit it and kick all the way back down that hill. That'll be my fault, and I don't need that on my conscience, guys. So I would propose that the miss here is going to be in this area over here. You're gonna have a flat putt, plenty of room to putt. Anything short left, and you're going back down that slope that you can clearly see. Well, you can see where the slope is, but you can't see where it finishes. It's way down there where we just came from. You don't want to go there. Get your birdie, get out of here. On to hole 10. We've arrived at the tee at hole 10. It is 250 feet, par 3, elevated. The basket is behind, well behind that tree. There's basically 4 trees in this line that you need to avoid. You've got dealer's choice on the gap here. You've got this one, and you've got that one. Whatever shot you want to throw, forehand, backhand, Tommy, thumber, roller, grenade, I don't know. We'll get Mason out here for the options. Anyway, this is the last hole on this side. Hope you guys have enjoyed the journey. We'll walk this one, get to the green, talk about it, close this one out. We have arrived at the green here at the par 3 10th. We took the backhand gap, which is going to be there, that stump, over that, pushing, going to get yourself right in there for the birdie. The forehand gap is over here. I'd say it's a little cleaner, maybe a little flatter, so that's something to take note of. You can push up to this tree and have yourself a very makeable birdie putt. Good luck with that. Thank you guys for following us on the front 10 here at Etowah. Tune into the back 10. We'll get into that in just a second. Also, shout out to Matt Zolich for hosting the Etowah Masters tournament. I played in a few, what did I play, an MA40 a few times. I'll tell you what, there are some really good older boys that play Georgia disc golf. And I expect some scores to be very low out here for the boys that are going to be hitting the lines, hitting the putts. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Be sure to be like Barrett. Like, subscribe, and